It's very real now. You've gone from Finland 1 week to London at the O2 and Anthony Joshua in a fight that could change your life. Can you just try and explain the emotions at this point?
Yeah, well, I think it's pretty hard to explain any emotion at this point, but of course the nervosity, the thrill, and just feeling good that I'm still here.
When did you get the call? We hear it was. Oh, your manager had already known about this when you were fighting last Saturday. When did you first get wind that this might happen?
Yeah, well, it was 5 minutes after my last fight. I was still in the wraps and in the locker room behind the scenes, and he came to me. I need to talk to you about something, and I was like, okay, what's now? And he said, like, yeah, we got an opportunity to fight Joshua. So I was like, what? Now? Like, no, I have no time for this. I need a vacation, but. 5 minutes later, I was like, okay, yes, let's do this. I just thought about it a while and I was like, yeah, but this is what we do. This is my job. We are Vikings.
Was that so? Your initial thought was, maybe not. This is not a good idea.
Yeah, because I just had a fight, and with 1 week to prepare, it was for me not a thought even. But of course, we had a good training camp behind us, and I'm in shape, so it's gonna turn out good.
What's your view and opinion of Anthony Joshua? Someone you sparred with a lot back in the day, 5 or 6 years ago now. He's had a long career with ups and downs. What have you made of Anthony Joshua? How do you sort of rate him in the heavyweight scene?
Well, of course, he's been world champion, so of course I rated him really high, and I still rate him very high because he's a really good boxer. He's really technical. He's really good power puncher. And now even he's started to move a little bit with his feet. So I respect him tremendously. But I feel confident that this is my time.
Do you think he might be overlooking you? He's had 2 late replacements in his career before Carlos Takam and obviously Andy Ruiz, who went and knocked him out. Do you feel like it could be a chance that might happen with this fight too?
I don't know. I think he knows what I can do in the ring, so I think he's fully prepared as well. But of course, I hope he would do that. It would be easier for me to just surprise him.
Now, after you lost to Deontay Wilder, I remember seeing a video of you and Deontay in the dressing room. You said, "That's me finished," and we thought we might have seen the end of Robert Helenius, but you're here. So when did that change?
Yeah, I thought about that for like 4 or 5 months. So yeah. I did training every day back home, but I didn't do boxing a lot. I just did some heavy bag, of course, but I did mostly strength training, only strength training, maybe for 4 or 5 months. So, of course, when the fight in Finland came through, the smaller fight, I was like, okay, we can take this fight. It's just a small guy from Finland, and we can take this fight just to see if I have the motivation or discipline to push through this training camp and see how I feel afterwards. And then this fight came. So, sometimes life gives, sometimes life takes.
Did you think your career at this level was over?
Yeah, I didn't dare to think that I would have a bigger chance if I won't put my head to, and do training like I have to do.
Now, you got this chance, of course, because Dylan White has provided an adverse analytical finding in a drugs test, VADA test. Just as your position as a heavyweight in this sport, how big a problem do you think doping is in boxing worldwide, in heavyweight boxing?
Yeah, I have heard many stories of people getting caught in doping, but they don't get, I think, enough punishment maybe. Like for example, in Finland, if I would get caught, I would be 2 years suspended at least. That's the minimum. So I think maybe that would be the way to go. If somebody gets caught, you stay away for 2 years at least. Probably, I don't know, because that's why we can't use any of that stuff in Finland. I think probably that's the best solution, because we don't have the same like for you example here in UK, he get 3 months suspensions or something. He get to pay a fine or something like that. But then he gets to do it again. I don't get to do that. So that's disadvantage for me, but I don't know.
Do you think you need to knock Joshua out? Is that how you win this fight? You got to knock him out. You got to catch him at some point.
Well, I tend to think to do my best, and when the knockout happens, it happens. But of course, we are at his home field, so a knockout would be preferable.
Do you think it's a vulnerable Anthony Joshua you're facing? Maybe more vulnerable than he was back in the day in 2017 when you boxed. When you
Well,
sparred?
yeah, of course, but after his last fight against Jerome, he made a good fight back then. So I think he's come over it a little bit. Yeah.
Lovely, Robert. Really appreciate your time.